police. So every bit of evidence I have to get to prove that the police are not learned to be trained with neurodiverse individual, when I have already done my research and got screenshots that if somebody has neurodiversities, they should have an appropriate adult. If this is not provided, they should be interviewed by a police officer who is specialised in the knowledge of neurodiverse people such as ADHD and autism. And you just told me that that is not true.
I don't know of any officers in this station that have got specific training for neurodiverse people. However, what I can say is that we will always try and accommodate you to speak with an appropriate adult present, which I understand you have now. Your partner's acting as your appropriate adult. So that's what it said on the log. So that should suffice, Lee.
Yeah. Because it's an issue that I've had with you, like I just mentioned about getting an advocate in my life. And an issue with the police not being trained is that the night custody staff, a certain specific officer, I'd love to know his name and badge, but I always get so distressed by him because in 2023, on the 3rd of February, I was sexually assaulted in my custody suite in cell number 9. And ever since that time, this same night staff officer has put me next door to this place in a distressed state. Now, my partner's...
You made a report of this, have you?
I have. Well, my mother did, who's got learning difficulties, and I was in prison on a wellbeing unit. After 3 weeks into my sentence, I got put onto this wellbeing unit. Into 2.5 weeks into my sentence, I was abused again, but this time an officer taking a mick out of me. I told him to stop effing laughing at me. Another officer came and grabbed me by my shoulder, which made my arm swing. I got pinned to the floor, knee dropped into the ribs. Cuffs, they didn't get double locked, so they ratcheted on my wrist, causing me to bleed from both wrists and nerve damage to the right thumb. And then all this was reported to nurses in custody and in prison. My mum got no support. I got psychological support, and I never got support. It's 3 years since then.
Because I just need to say something.
Yes.
So
I've reported it to the police commissioners and stuff.
It's because you reported something for an appointment. We can't go into everything that's happened in the past. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of why you've called us on this occasion.
Why? Because you're telling me what I've reported. There is nothing new to hear. But what I've reported before, the police have not supported me. In fact, what has happened is I have been attacked in my flat where my window got broken. This person came to attack me in the morning. I had to evade the property in my boxes. No, wait a second. I'd just like to explain this to a police officer. Sorry. I'm finding this distressing, so it's best for me to get it off my system. Out of my systems. Like, for example, speaking to a social worker yesterday. The first one, she was lovely, finally let me get to speak, like you interrupting me, not letting me get this off, because this is appropriate for people with neurodiversities, so then we can interact properly. And this is an issue I have with the police all the time, because you cut me up and say, right, sorry mate, these are anonymous people slanderising you, it's a civil matter. No, it is targeted and defamation of my character with intent to spread hatred. It's intent to spread hatred, which then becomes a crime. It is done with a malicious intent. It is bullying. It's not a crime what's happening to me. She has proceeded to share private and confidential social service documentation, which is like me going into a court and recording a court case. That is the exact same crime being committed here, and you are not willing to pursue this case, and you're telling me I'm telling the same story that you're not going to deal with. You're not going to go seize her devices like you have for me, for telling a stalker, for telling a rapist to stop speaking to his victim when it upsets her. So you took my device and then get me done for stalking and harassment. Now this other person who's harassing me has the money to get me done civilly. How fair is that? How fair is that entrapment? She's got 300 and odd pages. I've got the proof she's the person who I'm responding to, saying this is Gemma Simpson, sharing this misinformation that she made in the first place.
Right. Can I speak now, Lee? I understand it's important for you to get out what you need to say.
Yeah, of course.
Can I speak now?
Of course.
So, One of our inspectors has reviewed the information that's on the log for today's appointment. They have also reviewed all of the previous reports you've made to us, and that inspector, who is above me in rank, has made the decision that we need to attend this appointment today, and you don't need to come in anymore because we've dealt with everything that's on there. That's an appointment that's been made.
Excuse me, sorry, can I interrupt you again? Because that's exactly it. People up higher up than you, thank you for even telling me that. It's the people up higher up are corrupt against me. They don't want to help me because they don't like me. They are biased against me because of these reportings against me. They think I'm a burglar. They think I'm an animal abuser. You look on your system, on your Clare's Law. You see me as a serial domestic abuser. Corrupt. Nobody's going to support me for being domestically abused about my ex-partner. No. I came out of prison and expressed everything what I'd wrote about in prison. At last, finally managed to get it off my chest because I tried killing myself and then I got strangulated for that. You know, I've reported this. That's why I've got the advocates in my life at last. You know, because you guys don't give a shit about support. Sorry for swearing, but this is how distressed you make me feel. Thank you that I don't have to waste my time coming up to your service today. And thank you for giving this information so I can provide it to who supported me. Inspire, North Yorkshire. Today, 1 o'clock. I'm getting some support and I can show them exactly how corrupt you are. North Yorkshire Police. Do you know why they don't like me? Because I've reported all over Facebook tagging North Yorkshire Police for the rape against me in my custody this week, what you got away with. And the same staff get to stick me next door to that, psychologically torturing me, giving me PTSD, reminding me, twisting me up on my belly, bending my hands behind my back, bent my wrists together, my arms connecting together with my hands connecting together. While they run out, I'm thinking, what the hell, I'm not going to touch you. Why'd you treat me like this all the time? One officer was nice, and he got told to get out of the cell.
Can I speak again now?
Yeah, you can speak again.
Yeah, so...
Unprofessionalism.
Because you've reported that, you've done everything right in terms of that.
Yeah, and I got neglected. I got my reports rejected. You can speak. You can speak.
You can appeal that decision if you want it looked into again.
I am trying. That's what I've got an advocate. You don't need to tell me what I already know what to do. I'm just telling you that you in your career. What's your name? Sorry.
PC driver.
What's your off-collar number?
1735.
You know, there is no compassion, there is no thought for somebody's mental health, the regard for their well-being, and that is this person who is distressed with these mental health disorders. Now, I'm going to be giving this to the specialists in ADHD at the retreat in York, and also to Living Well team, Phil French, I'm going to email this to, and to the complaints compartment, you know, and I hope, and I'd like you to be holding yourself liable for this, for the treatment towards myself, to not being able to come in today to report a serious thing which has caused my partner's window to be smashed.
Okay, and all I can pass on is the fact that the inspectors reviewed...
Do you know the only people who care, actually, are the council. Do you know, because we told them that the window got targeted because of these people, because the dog escaped, because the fence blew down, they came and repaired our fence today. We were on a 6 weeks plus waiting list for that. And they say, you know, we've got a lovely new fence, so thank you, council. But once again, I am proud. People keep trying to nick my dog. People keep trying to attack me with my dog. Spit in my face. Police make the CCTV footage disappear. That's the Malton Police, yeah? The one officer witnessed this footage. Yeah, one person saw Gemma Simpson spit in my face. Would you like to prosecute this person? Would you like us to prosecute him? Yes, at last, I've got the proof, right? Then it got corrupt. 3 months later, the police phoned me back to say, there's no evidence, we're dropping the charge. But what an officer said, there was evidence. You know, once again, I got attacked in my flat, first issue. There was CCTV footage to show me being attacked and evading being attacked that morning. Now, I was coming up to the police station today with a witness who was there that morning when I was attacked in my flat. He's autistic. He got scared shitless, so he went home.
Where was the fence blown down? Was it in Malton or was it at Courtney's house?
At Courtney's house.
Do you stay there most of the time?
Some of the time, yeah, split.
Okay, and your dog stays there as well, does it?
He goes where I go because he is emotionally dependent on me. I've got a French bulldog cross pug.
Right, but you've got that back now, haven't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's good then. Well, I'm really sorry, Leah. I am glad you're getting the support and the advocates that you need, but I'm not going to be able to help you anymore with today's appointment.
It's the higher up people, love, and I'm sorry that you're a part of this now, because you're just as liable for not fighting these people high above. Because if I was in your situation, I'd be feeling compassionate for this person who's just spoke their heart out to you and told you exactly what's going on in their life. I wish. I'm glad you. I could imagine you as you having your job, you get the same kind of judgment and treatment from people. I bet you, when you go in pubs and stuff, you get a bit nervous and stuff, hoping that people you've arrested and stuff aren't gonna see you or call you out for maybe your mistreatment, how rough you are with handcuffs or something, or using reasonable force by telling people, right, stop resisting. But I'm not resisting, officer. You're just using that as an excuse to hurt me, and that's fact. That is fact.
Okay.
To punish me and abuse me for being emotionally distressed, calling me erratic and stuff, saying I'm being violent and stuff.
I haven't said any of that. I can't go into other officers and what they've done to you or how they treat you. I've only met you once, Lee, and that was when me and my colleague came to speak to your partner, and things were absolutely fine then. And if I ever come across you again, I'll treat you with respect, and I'll bear in mind your neurodiversity, and that's all I can do.
No, thank you. I wish other people were just as respectful. Or I understand you might be feeling a bit nervous because I've started to record this call, which you were aware. No, so you don't want to be held liable because you like change. Yeah, but you started recording it when I requested that, just as I started recording too, and you've changed the way your mannerisms of speaking to me, and now you're like you wish you could do something about it, when in reality you could do. You could report these people higher up than you for neglect of somebody who's struggling with real mental health crisis issues because of one individual's input, two people's individual inputs. Peter Revel isn't doing anything. Maybe he is, but it is his partner, Gemma Simpson, on the attack for the rest of my life until you do something about it. Or do I do something about it to help myself? You know, how fair is that? I'll take the law into my own hand because you won't help me. You're not helping me, so the law I will take into my own hand with you as a police officer and the rest of your corrupt service held liable. The people higher up. Yeah, you're going to advise me against that. You're going to allow me to carry on being victimised, a target of bullying. I've had this since secondary school from the same people. Ever since I got into secondary school. You're Lee Jefferson. You shag your sisters, don't you? Yeah, all my secondary school life. Every school, because somebody from that school moved to each of these schools, spreading the same rumours. All my school life, and now I've got it back to post it on my walls with social documents saying that I lived in squalor. I had to move to a different property because of malicious report got made against me, which was my sister's friend. She got paid £10, so did my friend. All this stuff got dropped. I never got supported. I know I'm just expressing this while you're here. You're not having me in for an interview. I'm just telling you the neglect I've had from the services. And now I've got a witness. I've got this for the first time documented, recorded, and a police officer on the phone to me who's just told me the people higher up have shut us down from being able to talk. So thank you very much. I'll let you go now.
It's been previously recorded and it's been previously investigated.
It's been previously investigated and neglected. No, it got investigated and you made evidence disappear. You made evidence disappear. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Can you just get clothes? Can I get him some clothes?
You've got to strip me naked.